Hello, welcome to the lab. I'm Professor Walnut if you're new here, and if you're not, it's great to see you back. For today's video, we are once again using the Kyogre, Zacian, Shedinja team that we featured in the previous video. Most likely we'll be releasing a few more this week, and we'll be moving on to another team in the following week. I'm hoping to keep up a pace of one new team per week with, X amount of videos that I'm able to make in each week. Anyway, we did a quick team breakdown in the previous video if you want to go back and check that one out if you haven't seen it yet. So for this one, we're just going to jump right into it. Before we do, real quick, leave a like if you're enjoying yourself at any time in the video. In the comments, let me know if you're going to the Indianapolis Regional or if you're just going to play in the international competition this weekend. Finally, if you are new here, subscribe to the channel. We are at 72, the last that I checked, and we're hoping to hit 75 by my birthday in August. It does seem pretty attainable, but however far I get is up to you guys. Oh right, and click the notification bell if you want to get notified of whenever I post new videos. My schedule can be kind of inconsistent, so honestly for my channel especially, I would say that that's pretty helpful. Alright, it's battle time. Alright, today's battle will be against Kyogre and Zacian, just like us, except they've got a Sun mode as well. Actually, it's really fascinating. They've got the speedy Kyogre setup with Tornadus and Kyogre, and they've got the speedy Venusaur setup with the Torkoal and the Venusaur. And they just decided not to run Groudon and went with Zacian instead, which honestly, fair choice. So let's see. Shedinja could be good here, however, it's got flying moves, ice chip, and fire moves to worry about. So I'm leaning towards possibly not bringing it. Incineroar and Thundurus is an interesting start, just for Fake Out Taunt or possibly Eerie Impulse into Kyogre while I switch into Kartana. Actually, I like that a lot, because it can both deny Trick Room and either shut down a Max Kyogre, for example. And Kartana won't take much if we manage to Eerie Impulse into Kyogre and then switch to Kartana. So I'm going to start with that. And I honestly don't mind bringing my own Kyogre here over Zacian, just because I think it does more damage overall to a lot of the Pokemon here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Here we are. Let's see how this goes. It's actually really interesting just to I wonder what they're going to lead here, the sun or the rain. Or even, they could technically just lead a Trick Room setup rather than either of those. But we'll see. They've got so many modes on their team that it's actually kind of hard to figure out exactly what to go with against them. Okay, interesting. They're going Zacian and Kyogre. How do I feel about that? I intimidate Kyogre and also get to bring down... Oh, though, you know what? Yeah, I intimidate Zacian, but it's a little hard to switch into Kartana here. Although they could just be anticipating a Fake Out here, right? I'm going to go ahead and Eerie Impulse. And if they anticipate a Fake Out, then they may just max the Kyogre and protect the dog, the Zacian. So I'm going to bring Kartana in here, hoping that they end up protecting, because if they do, we're going to be in a really good spot. Incineroar comes back. Here goes Kartana. By the way, Thomas gave basically all of these Pokemon a fun name. They did not protect. That's a little concerning. I don't love that. Okay, they just Behemoth Blade though, probably into Thundurus if I had to guess. Okay. That's a good start, honestly. Do they Water Spout? They do. But how much do we take on Kartana? Barely anything, and Thundurus actually survives too, which is pretty nice. So here's what we can do now. We can paralyze the Zacian while we max. I said Kartana barely takes anything. It actually almost took half, so that's still pretty scary. But we can set up Grassy Terrain now and hopefully start healing back. The best that Zacian can do is Sacred Sword, and we've dropped its attack. We should, I believe, KO the Kyogre here, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And if we can get a para on the Zacian and potentially a full para, then it would be really helpful. But we'll see. Here comes Giant Kartana. Hopefully I'm not maxing too early here. It's really interesting that they just kind of put both of their restricteds in front of me and more or less just dared me to hit them, right? Okay, there's the T-Wave. We do connect, so we're going to be faster than Incineroar. We're going to be faster than Zacian going into this turn. They do not max... Wow, they do not max Kyogre, which means this should just one-shot. Yep, there it goes. Wow. Okay, so the question is, who did they target now? And I'm honestly hoping, well, obviously I'm hoping they didn't target Kartana. I'd be fine now with Thundurus going down, but they do Sacred Sword. It does still hurt a lot. We heal back some, but we still have the opportunity to get a lot of mileage out of this. Alright, there's their P2. Now we're on grassy terrain. They trace Prankster, which is obviously annoying. But yeah, we're on grassy terrain. So I kind of want to switch... Well, I don't want to Airstream though, right? What do I want to do? Does Thundurus stay in here? I suppose it could. I'm going to switch Incineroar in. And we're still just going to ignore the Zacian for now. The main reason being we can just Water Spout it later in the game since it's paralyzed now. Like, yeah, they might take down Kartana here, but if we can KO with a +1 grassy terrain boosted max overgrowth from Kartana, stab boosted as well, on the Porygon and not allow them to set up Trick Room, that'd be really good for us. So let's see where this goes. Here's Overgrowth. We are boosted, but this is a very tanky Pokemon. Yeah, it still survives. Okay. And we do lose Kartana, which is obviously not ideal. And they actually traced Prankster on the way in, so yeah, here's their Trick Room. That's probably not great, is it? Let's see, they can go for a Prankster Recover, and now they have access to Prankster Eerie Impulse, and they'll be faster than Kyogre with Zacian thanks to Trick Room. So this is actually not great for us. Maybe I should have Thunderbolted in that case rather than... Yeah, now that I think about it, Thunderbolt rather than Switch would have been better because we would have gotten the KO, or even Taunt would have been better. Man. I could have thrown the game there, and I might still have thrown the game there. Like it's gonna come down to some paralysis turns. Now, notably, you're at -1, so you shouldn't be able to KO Kyogre with anything right now. So we can actually fake out the Porygon and go for Origin Pulse. It'll do decent damage. And of course they could always just get fully paralyzed, but we can't really bank on that because you never know what's going to happen. We do have Protect. They do still have their max, which is obviously scary. I suppose maxing Kartana might not have been the play here. I don't know. It's hard to say. So I think that first turn actually went really well for us, but I allowed Porygon to set up Trick Room. Honestly, Taunt... Oh, they switch. Oh, this could be good. They do set up the Sun, but I don't think I mind that, especially if we can KO Porygon now. And they'll still take decent damage, right? Okay. Origin Pulse, we do connect. Great. Oh yeah, we still do a ton. Alright, hold on. Did the Porygon survive? It sure did. That's annoying. Alright. Well, I can Protect into Lariat here. Like, what are they going to max now, right? Maybe Protect into Parting Shot is better. I just don't want Porygon. Porygon's going to be able to recover regardless, though, right? I'm fine with Parting Shot here, and I'll protect. That way next turn we can switch Incineroar back in. Alright, there's my protect. Yep, they recover as expected. Now, we are faster on the field now with Incineroar, so yeah, this Heat Wave isn't going to do anything to me. Actually, Heat Wave is a really weird choice here. Like, what was that going to do to me? Nothing of note, right? I don't really understand that play at all. But yeah, we just Parting Shot here. And we can bring out Thundurus, taunt the Porygon while we switch in Incineroar. It is awkward still, though. I'll go ahead and taunt here. But yeah, switching Incineroar is always better here. That way we can get the weather control. I'm actually not 100% sure which is faster here. Porygon, or sorry, not Porygon. The paralyzed Zacian or Incineroar. If I had to bet, it'd be the Zacian. Like, Incineroar is pretty slow. -2 Zacian might just still outspeed it. Main thing I'm not sure about is what the Porygon's going for here. Also, do they finally max is a question, which they don't. Huh. We get a taunt off, which indicates to me that they're attacking. There's another Heat Wave. Thundurus goes down, but it's fine. And Porygon goes for Ice Beam. Okay, doesn't matter. I do not mind that at all. So we've got Fake Out pressure again, and we've got Water Spout pressure. Actually, yeah, with that, I'm not concerned. Even if they max, I'm not really concerned. Grass is over. They should have one more turn of Trick Room, I think. My only concern at this point is a max Porygon, which I think is probably what they're going to be leaning towards at this point. Because they can't really max Torkoal here. Yeah, it's their last turn in Trick Room. It's a little scary. Because they've got max Hailstorm as a possibility. So the question really is, do I go for it, or do I... Jeez. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. See what happens here. Fake Out into Water Spout. Do they max Porygon 2 here? Because if they... Yep, here we go. Oh boy. I think it's the right play if they do, to be honest. Yep, okay. So I guess this is probably going to be Max Strike, which is going to not be very comfortable at all. I should have protected, honestly. I don't know what I was covering for here. I was covering for the wrong thing. They're going for Yawn, too. That's not great. And there's Hailstorm. Okay, so it barely does damage, which is good for us, obviously, but now they've removed my Rain, and they've Yawned Kyogre. We do KO into Torkoal, which is good, obviously. P2 gets buffeted, Incineroar next, of course, and yeah, Kyogre. Now, it makes the most sense for them to protect Zacian this coming turn, so that they can guarantee the Kyogre falls asleep. Actually, it's probably just going to be a double guard, right? Yeah, probably. It's going to be max guard protect. I'll still try to go for the Water Spout here, and I will go for Flare Blitz in case they don't protect. Yeah. It's going to be a really close game, though, isn't it? Wow, they do not protect. Okay. And they get paralyzed. We might still win this then because of that, because now we just take the KO. Oh, I'm so surprised. Okay. So the question now becomes, how do we beat Porygon? Do they have Max Strike is a question. Nope, they just have Hailstorm. They might only be running Ice Beam. That's not going to do anything to Kyogre, especially after... Yeah, we get buffeted. And then we fall asleep. That full para probably saved us, if I had to guess. Now they're not... They couldn't guard, right. They couldn't guard because they were still taunted. Now they can guard. They can't heal now, which is obviously good for us. We just want to go for Ice Beam here. We just need damage. And I like... we could probably use all the HP we can get on Incineroar, so I like going Lariat here. Okay, no Max Guard. I could have seen a Max Guard into Trick Room so that they can just start recovering. I think we should KO now. Yeah, another Hailstorm. They're just going to be poking Kyogre down. I don't think they're going to be able to take a KO on Kyogre at any point. After Hail Chip, Flare Blitz should KO, and they won't be able to set up Trick Room. So yeah, we win this game. It was a weird one, though. It was a really weird one. I don't know what we would have done if Zacian was not fully paralyzed that turn. So that was Thundurus paying dividends, basically. Yeah, we Flare Blitz just for maximum damage. It should be enough to finish off that little bit of HP there. Oh, right. They still have Prankster. You know what? That's a pain. That's actually a huge pain. What do we do here? They could still win this because of Prankster. Yeah, now I've chipped myself back down. We do get a burn, which is like semi-helpful. Kyogre will wake up eventually, but we're going to have to start going for... Oh, man. Okay, this is going to be a very strange endgame. So we're going to have to start going for Origin Pulse now and hope that we can hit and Lariat so that we don't KO ourselves with Flare Blitz. And they're just going to have to repeatedly recover. And we'll see if we can just out-damage it, but it's going to be weird. Kyogre stays asleep too, which means they get an attack this turn, which means they can KO Incineroar most likely. Oh goodness. No more Hail. So actually maybe they don't KO Incineroar. I was kind of thinking about the Hail Chip there when I was thinking about the damage that Porygon was going to do. So it's actually not... It's maybe not as dire here. We're playing an extremely strange endgame here. Oh, an Eerie Impulse. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. This is so strange. Crits would be good. Origin Pulse connects. Single target. Probably won't do that much, though. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know what to do now. I mean, we hope for crits, really. That's all there is to it. They have to recover here. They can't Eerie Impulse again. Yeah, we just have to hope for crits. Yep. They really could win this. It could go to timer too, is the thing. I have to think about that. Which means, hey, long episode today. Origin Pulse misses here, unfortunately, so that's not going to be good for us. That actually probably gives them an edge, because... Oh, now they're at half again. I don't know, they might need to recover again here. Oh, this is so weird. Yeah, okay. So they do recover again, just in case. There's also the thought of stalling recovers PP. But yeah, a crit here would also help a lot, and they're kind of playing with fire when it comes to that, because we could crit at any time. And if it's Kyogre that does the crit, then we got that back down to about where it was, actually, so they might be stuck just having to recover until they... Yeah. The Flare Blitz burn was really lucky there, too. They're actually gaining a bit here, and Origin Pulse can still always miss. But a single crit here wins us the game. Yeah, we're not going to have that luck here, though. We're just going to keep lariating. They're just going to keep recovering. Okay, well, that was a crit on our end, which is helpful, but also not, like, that helpful. Man. Out of both Pokemon, I would prefer Kyogre to crit. I'm lucky that we're not running Life Orb Kyogre, because we would have lost this a long time ago if we were. Okay. We got 3 minutes left. This is the part where I just start timer stalling, which, you know, doesn't feel great, but we got to do what we got to do, you know. Yep. There's the Origin Pulse. I think a lower damage roll than before. There we go. Burn brings it down to about half. And I just, yeah, we got plenty of our time, so we can pretty easily just timer stall this. Not an exciting end game here, but sometimes you got to play to some weird win cons, and they managed to get their Porygon into a really good place in terms of the Prankster recover, and then the Prankster Eerie Impulse to drop Kyogre's damage output. Like, they managed to make it so that we just can't KO Porygon 2, but because of the mechanics of the game, we can still win the battle, just because they will not have time to do enough damage to beat me. So, yeah. Very unexciting endgame, and that's just the way it is sometimes. Yeah, the Eerie Impulse again, which is not going to help them win, because as long as we have 2 Pokemon and they have 1, then we always win. If it's 2 Pokemon, if it's 1 Pokemon left, then at that point, yep. Yeah, if it becomes to like 1 Pokemon left on each side, then at that point it's the HP amount that matters. So their win con here is actually KOing Incineroar. But now they can't win in that way, just because there won't be enough time left for them to do the 2 attacks that Incineroar would require to KO. At least I'm pretty sure. I don't think their Ice Beam would KO Incineroar at this point. It probably does, if I had to guess, like 15 HP in battle, in damage. So, and then, like, this is going to be the last turn of the battle, just because the timer is counting down the last 45 seconds now. And in that case, they would have to attack Incineroar this turn. They would have to KO it, and their HP is so low that Kyogre would end up higher anyway. So yeah, weird game here, and sometimes it just happens that way. Yeah, and they recover, but it's not useful for them. And we go for Origin Pulse. Once again, barely any damage, and Darkest Lariat. And then there are 12 seconds until the battle ends. 9 seconds, really. I think we'll be able to play out 1 more turn here, right? Yeah. But I just click Origin Pulse into Lariat, and then the battle's over, so. Good game to my opponent. Sorry about the timer stall. Honestly, it never feels excellent to win that way, but sometimes you just gotta take the win cons that are handed to you, right? Alright, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you've enjoyed yourself and you want to see me grow, hit the like button. It really does help support the channel. If you're new here and you had a good time, hit the subscribe button. It'd be cool to see you come back. If I'm being totally honest, my content varies depending on my personal schedule, but I try to upload at least once a week. Please also consider leaving a comment down below just to cheer me on or let me know if I've made some dumb plays. I really do like to hear what y'all have to say about my choices in gameplay. And just like likes, comments really do help support the channel as well. If you're interested, you can follow me on my various socials, which you can find at the top of the screen here. I'm most active on Twitter, but I try to always get notifications out about videos on each of the other platforms listed up there. Also notably, the other listed YouTube channel is where I stream games that aren't Pokemon whenever I have time to do so. And finally, and honestly least importantly, I've activated my tip jar. I know it's usually just for streaming, but I figured if you have learned anything from my videos or have just enjoyed yourself and you feel like supporting me, then it is there and it's always appreciated. Alright guys, I really do appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.